Hi there, this is Janet Gershen-Siegel, and this is Module 3 of Quinnipiac University's social media class in social media analytics. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to be talking today about social media monitoring tools, and I'm going to compare a few. So I decided to look at NESN, which is also called NESN, that's New England Sports Network. This is a regional television channel. It's got a wide and varied social media presence. Their homepage is listed on the screen. The channel's coverage tends to be of nationally televised sports such as Red Sox baseball, but when you look on their homepage, they're also talking about local events such as things like North Attleboro track and field. North Attleboro is a town in Massachusetts. It's just north of the Rhode Island border. Now, the brand sentiment, I realize this is kind of a small image here, but for NESN, on a site called Social Mention, the brand sentiment tends to run towards the positive end of the spectrum, sort of positive neutral. If you can see at the over on the left-hand side, underneath where there are some figures in light gray, there's a small bar graph, and you've got the positive at the top, which is a somewhat small blue bar, and then a rather long, wide bar for neutral, and then a negative, which is very, very small. And the sentiment, the ratio of positive to negative sentiments runs approximately 7-to-1, but that doesn't take into consideration the fact that truth of the matter is most of the sentiments tend to be neutral. The top keywords, and I know that this really can't be seen, but the top keyword for NESN, understandably, is NESN. Just like for most sites online, people are coming to the site just doing a regular old search because they know what they're looking for. The social campaign initiative appears to be a few things. First off, it's clearly to spread NESN'S own content, but it's also to spread content about related persons, such as the players and the potential players for teams such as the New England Patriots and the Boston Red Sox. They also do talk on occasion about nationally televised sports that are outside of the area, probably if they're looking to fill in some content, if it looks like they've got kind of sparse content. That seems to be the case. Social campaign also, at least in part, is intended to spread positive messages about Xfinity, which is the cable company that is tasked with providing NESN for viewers such as myself. NESN'S homepage. This is a good old-fashioned WordPress blog. One of the things I think you can see is particularly around the perimeter. And then there's a banner at the top as well, and there's a banner in the upper right-hand corner, which is in a square configuration. These are all about. They have nothing to do with sports. They're all about a video game called Murdered. It's an M-rated video game, I might add. So part of what NESN is trying to do is not only give you their information, spread their content, and presumably try to get more viewers going offline and onto and in television, but they're also clearly looking to get you to click on the video game ads and presumably to convert. I assume that they don't own the video game, but they probably get some cash for each click and conversion. And then the bigger sports story is upper left, which at this point, when I took the screenshot, was Kimbrel Tompkins talking about people fighting for spaces on the Patriots roster. Some smaller news stories included North Attleboro track, which is toward the center, and then in the lower right hand corner, is a video. Quantitative data. All sorts of stuff is available. NESN itself provides quantitative data directly on this site. Actually, it's not that the quantitative data is on the site, it's that there's links to where you can get it. They're extremely open about their numbers. This happens to be a little bit of data from Quantcast, and that's just their uniques. And the darker portion is mobile web, and the lighter portion is online. So they're showing you a nice stack of of information. This is very much a vanity metric, but what they're trying to show you is they've got a heck of a lot of mobile data. So they're getting, it looks like they're getting a lot of their data from people using smartphones. And as you can see, also they've got uniques that are numbering almost 4 million. That's a lot of people. Qualitative data. Just like anywhere else, qualitative data is a little bit difficult to find. Probably the best source of qualitative data is good old social mention itself, and this is just the same slide. Like I said before, positive sentiment is crushing the negative by a ratio of about 7 to 1. However, that doesn't take into consideration the fact that the real killer here is the neutral data. One thing you might notice also is the mentions of NESN are not perfect. This is not a perfect filtration system, because the first listing is for a Western Digital hard drive, and the only reason why it's getting listed is because NESN is located within the serial number of this particular product. Of course, this has absolutely nothing to do with New England or sports or even television. But once you get below that, you get to Jim Rice talking about NESN and Yawkey Way, NESN, ESPN, Seiko Field in the state of Washington, and all of those are certainly related to sports, if not New England sports as well. And finally, the brand's reputation on social media. I would say it would appear to be pretty overwhelmingly positive. There's a lot of neutrals, but I think that, as you can see before, there's a lot of neutrals that are coming in that probably don't have a lot to do with the site. And if this could be gotten, if the data could be gone through a little bit more carefully, maybe a little bit more manually, in order to try to weed out things like the serial number of that completely unrelated product, I think we would find that the positivity would start to rise even more, because a lot of these neutral comments would be removed from consideration. And while sports fans are certainly passionate about their teams, and they definitely don't like to see them lose, negative sentiment about losing teams, player injuries, or even officiating that might have been considered to be somehow unfair, none of that seemed to be directed toward NESN. NESN seemed to be doing pretty well here. Anyway, this is Janet Gershen-Siegel, and this is my report for Module 3. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing what you've got.